Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for another special Scotch review. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the Lord of the Scottish Highlands himself, joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony Freegan G. Like, share, subscribe. Today's gonna be nice.
So we're getting into GlenDronach 12-year-old. So this is another one of the amazing, we hope, releases from GlenDronach, from one of the greatest Scotch whiskey, in fact, the greatest Scotch whiskey region. I mean, I'm a lord of the Scottish Highlands. So this is from the Highlands. There you are, T.
Yep.
The sleeve of GlenDronach while I get our drams ready.
Yes.
Have you been looking forward to this a little?
I have. I loved the GlenDronach 15-year, but you know me, I'm a shill for 15 years, so figured why not get down to the base and do the GlenDronach original 12-year Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. And this is the non-chill filtered version. So
that was a nice pop.
This is before the bastardization, as some people would call it, of chill filtering overtakes GlenDronach. So without
I that's been a big controversy.
It has.
Because it's the GlenDronach fans love the way it was without chill filtration, and we're probably going to see why.
I'm guessing we will have to do a comparison at some point. So without further ado, the 12-year original GlenDronach, deep in the Cast Highland Hills, the GlenDronach distillery has been quietly perfecting sherry wood maturation since 1826. Our founder, James Allardyce, built his distillery in the fertile landscape of the Forg Valley and named it GlenDronach, which means Valley of the Brambles in Scots Gaelic. Here, he discovered the rich depths of sherry wood maturation, marrying Scottish spirit to Spanish oak. Oh, that sounds horrible. God, just awful.
Oh, it smells heavenly.
Little has changed over the centuries. Our craftsmen use the same iron mash tun. Really? Wooden washbacks and saxophone copper pot stills, as their forefathers did. Wow.
Try and contain yourself.
I know.
Like, this is a little more than we thought.
What went into this?
No wonder you like GlenDronach.
Yeah, weird.
This guy he loves pot still. So it's,
yeah, I do.
The fact that you're able to just like gravitate to a pot still without even knowing it was
exactly. Our dedication to the mastery of our craft matured to find Pedro Jimenez and Alonso sherry casks from
just getting some air in there.
From Spain. This richly sherried Highland single malt Scotch whiskey presents smooth. I'm not going to read the flavor profile. We will get into it. I am very excited.
There's two smells that immediately come to mind. I'm gonna.
Oh wow.
Okay, now tell me if I'm wrong here. Dark chocolate cocoa powder and wheat are the first two things.
I was thinking wheat 100%.
Okay, so I'm not alone on that. But the other thing is the dark
wheat.
Now, the more you spin it and you let air get into the whiskey, the more it takes on almost kind of a brownies quality from that dark cocoa powder.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But yeah, you gotta let the air get in there, so you gotta drink this whiskey.
Not like not baked brownies, but almost like the batter.
I could see it. But yeah. So we're both kind of, our brains are.
Yeah, no, it's a chocolatey element
with a lot of wheat.
Oh wow, yeah.
But the more, like I said, the more you spin it and let the air get in there, the less the wheat kind of.
It does.
Presents.
Great nose.
Yeah, this is.
Far be it from a Highland Scotch to have a good nose, though.
Well, it's the Highlands. It's a 12-year. It's got some sherry cask influence.
If I had to pick out any fruit, I'd say grape. Wonder why.
Yeah, but you're really having to get in there.
Yeah.
But T, I think it's time.
Yes. Cocoa powder comes through.
Spice on the end.
Coarser spice. Oh, wow.
And the grape is just there as an afterthought.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is right up your alley.
This hits way above its weight class.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Wow.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you're a fan of the Macallan, you'll enjoy this. It'll be a little sweeter. But
I don't think it's that minty.
No, but it's that same ride where it's just, whoa, like it's an overwhelming of the palate.
Oh my goodness, that is.
Again, I hate to compare the products, but
fantastic.
That was my first thought is just like, again, totally different flavor profile, but the fact that it's just this overwhelming palate experience is really something to consider.
Wow.
So why don't you go ahead and read the
This is
flavors
43 ABV, and honestly, I'm surprised it's only 43. I would have easily said 45 without knowing better. The appearance, obviously, is deep amber, red gold. I mean, goodness, you can see that, as the sleeve would indicate. The nose, sweet, creamy vanilla with hints of ginger and autumn fruits. Not getting a ton of fruit. I think you were spot on with the baker's chocolate.
I could get where you could come with ginger.
Yeah.
Like for us, again, I think this is the difference between American palates and palates in the UK.
Definitely.
Because for us, it came across as, like you said, cocoa powdered chocolate.
Oh, and I'm still getting it.
But I could see where...
Yeah, this didn't influence that. Like, it's still there, and I love it. On the palate, rich, creamy, silky smooth, warm, rich oak, and sherry sweetness. Good.
Can you read that first part there? Like, that's a lot of really creative language. Rich, creamy, super smooth. Well,
rich, creamy, silky smooth, warm, rich oak, and sherry sweetness. A full mouthfeel, raisins and soft fruits.
Hang on. Like, where you read? There we go.
No, up here.
Okay, rich, creamy, silky, smooth, warm, and rich. Like, I'm stealing that line for a love letter.
Phil,
Are you kidding me? That's perfect. Like,
my arm's getting a little tired patting itself on the back. Would you take over?
Like, all right, GlenDronach. Like, you could have done the same thing with half of those words. Rich, creamy, silky, smooth, warm, rich. Oh,
better than sex.
You could have just said that. Like, but that's pretty funny there. Wow. So now, T, we get to the interesting part, the grading, where we grade here on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 stars meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E. Nation has advised you well. So we're going to grade this as a single malt Scotch whiskey, as a Scotch whiskey, as a whiskey, it's shelving, and then for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, Tony, as a single malt Scotch, putting it up against all the world of single malt Scotch, malted barley from a single distillery, how would you rate this on a 5-star scale?
4 stars.
4 stars as a single malt Scotch.
Yeah, I think this is marvelous. I love it. The flavor profile is actually pretty damn intense, and it does overtake your entire palate. And there's not a flavor in there that I've found yet that I don't just simply like. A lot. I'm
going to disagree, but only just. And I'm going to give this 3.75. And the reason is, like I had said previously, there's some whiskeys that if you had 4 friends, 3 wouldn't be big fan. 1 friend, this would be their favorite whiskey in the world. This one is a little different. The same 4 friends, 2 of them are going to absolutely love this. 2 of them are going to be like, that's all right. They're not going to hate it, but they're going to be, it's okay, but they're not going to fanboy over it. While 2 of your buddies are going to fanboy over this.
Yeah, that's fair. This is really nice.
This is excellent Highland, and it's a little more spicy than what I'm used to because I like either the sweet or the salty Highlands. That's kind of what I go for. But this one is its own animal, its own experience, but it's still true to Highland. So I'm going to give it 3.75 as a single malt, even though I'm probably being a little low on that. You know what? I convinced myself. You convinced me, Tony. You did
my
such
power of not saying a fucking thing.
You did such an amazing job of stating your case.
Thank you.
That I'm going to change my rating to 4 stars.
There
like,
it
well,
is.
like master of persuasion over here, folks.
It's the indirectness that
Yes. So now we move on to Scotch. Well done there, too. Well done.
Thank you.
Socrates would be proud. So, of all the world of Scotch, including single malt, blended, anything from the nation of Scotland, how would you rate this on a 5-star scale? There are some really good blended Scotches, despite nobody wanting to think there are.
Well, people just don't want to admit that. Mostly because they're affordable, and affordable means bad.
That, and let's be frank, there are single malt snobs.
Well, there's that. Yeah. No, this is really good. It's right up my alley, but I can definitely... People that like different regions of Scotch, I think that's something we're going to have to take into consideration when we do more reviews. Maybe we need to grade it on a region scale instead of just a Scotch scale. Because as a Highland, I think this is right up there, but as a Scotch as a whole, people that love the Speyside might not love this full-bodied experience, and people that like your Glen Scotia or your Islays, this doesn't have anywhere near enough.
I was about to say, I don't like. You're right. Like if you're into the Isla, this is opposite end of the spectrum. This is a lot closer to Speyside lovers, and
Speyside would be fine with it.
Speyside though, is,
Highland lovers are gonna love this.
In my opinion, Speyside is the most mainstream palate of all of the different regions. Highland is kind of an acquired, like a more matured taste, if you will. And then, like the Islas, like that's just its own animal entirely. That's for people with a different palate than you and I.
And the Campbellton, well, those people don't exist.
There's like a couple of folks in the Campbell like, hey, fuck you, buddy. But
so as a Scotch, I'm gonna go 3.5 because I can see why this is not gonna appeal to everybody who loves different regions of Scotland, because it's a different animal, and this really accentuates the Highland approach to it. So I think this is going to turn a few people off, but then there's the other side that's going to love this and rave over it.
So what do you give this?
3.5.
3.5? I'm going to disagree with you again, but only just, and I'm going to stick with 3.75.
Okay.
I think this is an excellent, like if you were to put this down as, this is an example of Scotch.
Yeah.
If you're introducing someone to Scotch,
great introduction.
This would be a yes. I think a 12-year Scotch that's been aged in a sherry cask is one of the best introductions.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Now, we move on to whiskey. This is putting it up against the whole wide world of sports. It is whiskey. The Japanese, the Canadian, the bourbons, the ryes, the Scotches, the Irish, anything that you can think of in the wide world of whiskey. So what do you put this as on a 5-star scale in the world of whiskey, T?
See, if I'm grading as a whiskey, I'm going to go 3, but if I'm going to go as a cask-aged spirit, I'm going to go 4. Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with both of those.
Oh.
As a whiskey, I'm going to stick with 3.75.
Okay. As
a cask-aged spirit, I'm also sticking with 3.75. It is a 3.75. It's not quite 4, but it blows out 3.5.
I feel like it's a 4 just based off of the fact that it's 43 ABV, it's 12 years, and they packed a ton of flavor into this 12 years.
We'll get to that in a moment. First of all, shelving. What would you put this on?
Well, it's going to go back in my Scotch shelf, which is at the top.
Nice. For me, this would sit in my middle shelf. It's an excellent Scotch, but I'd want it on my middle shelf for easy reaching. And so when I'm trying to consider what to drink that night, this one might be actually up front to be presented.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's not bad. Now, the secret 5th question.
Yes.
How much did this bottle cost you USD?
This is a $60 bottle of Scotch.
So, $60 when this bottle runs empty, will you seek another?
Still yes.
To me, it's very tough between this and the 15 because the 15 is amazing. And
the 15's a sherry bomb, which, oh no, what a shame.
I know. Shame.
The only thing that would hold me back from buying a bottle of this is if they have a bottle of the 18, which now I feel like after having the 12 and the 15, a full-size bottle of. I think I got to grab a full-size bottle of the 18.
Motherfucker spit.
Because, yeah, now I got to know. And truth be told, I've got a miniature bottle of the 8-year and the 21-year, which we're going to just probably fawn over. So,
yeah, I'm kind of shocked you didn't bring that tonight. But
I was tempted.
Well, folks, something to keep you looking forward to more content here. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening for our review of GlenDronach 12-year. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man, if I do say so myself, signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for coming by.
Smooths itself out.
Get back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.